All right, folks. Welcome to, this is where I would normally say the U.S. Kiss vinyl reference, but today we are not talking about Kiss at all. So, um, sorry if I sound a little weird. It's Thursday, and I have had my absolute ass kicked all fucking week by some kind of a flu virus, sore throat, heavy chest, the whole nine. It's had me down all week. So yeah, I still sound like shit. I'm coming out the other end of it. I know I look horrible right now, but as opposed to any other day, yeah, sorry about that. Anyway, so as I said in a previous little update, I am expanding my boundaries beyond Kiss and vinyl in general, and yeah, so as you might see, my little channel name down there or down here, wherever the fuck it is, it just says Mike Stone, which is my name, and it no longer says U.S. Kiss vinyl reference. So, does that mean anything other than, a name change? No, it doesn't. So, anything pertaining to Kiss vinyl will be titled as the U.S. Kiss vinyl reference going forward. Anything else is, it's just falling under my name, even though it's all going to be on the same channel. I'm not going to have 5 different channels for y'all to keep track of, because hell, I couldn't keep track of 5 channels. So I don't, on this format, I'm not probably not going to do like the intro, a little splash page, and then me talk for a minute and another little splash page, and or however the hell I had it set up. This is just me talking about music that I like, and that's all it is. A lot of this stuff, I'm not going into huge detail on different variations and stuff like that, so it's not going to be quite as in depth, and I dare use the word scientific, for lack of a better word, because it's kind of past my bedtime and my brain's not quite working, and I'm in a nice little medicine fog here. So anyway, I figure I'm going to kick this new format off by talking about something that I think kind of gets slept on a little bit, and that is local and opening bands. So you go to see a show, and I recently had my eyes open pretty hard. So and this goes plumb back in the day when I was going to Ozfest every year and seeing all these new bands, like at the time, Lacuna Coil, Killswitch Engage, bands that have went on to greater heights than playing the second stage at Ozfest for 15-20 minutes. So you go to see a band, and there's an opening act, and I'm all vibraty and shit. Yeah, less vibraty now. So, as I was saying, you go to see a band, they have opening acts. Sometimes people are just not worried at all. As long as they're there by the time the band that they go to see steps on stage, they're good. I have not really applied myself to that philosophy because, I mean, dating back to the beginning of time, you know, the band you're there to see was an opening band at one point. So, recently I went to see a Seether show in St. Louis, and there was 3 bands on ahead of Seether. 2 of them that I had never heard of, and 1 that I had heard of, I just never heard their music. And it turns out that all 3 bands won me over. Royal Lynn was the first to go on, and she won me over. And then a guy named Tim Montana went on. He won me over. And then Skillet, which I had heard of Skillet, but I never actually heard any of their stuff, they kind of won me over. So, you know, by going to see one band that I know and love, I also got turned on to 3 other bands. See how that works out. And then most recently, for at the time I'm filming this, last weekend, I went with a couple of buddies down to Tulsa to see Yngwie Malmsteen. Yeah, I'm Southern. I can't say his fucking last name. But anyway, Yngwie had a band open for him called Chase the Comet that I had never heard of before. And, I mean, within 2 songs, they had won me over. So much so, we looked at the merch stands. I went with a couple of buddies of mine, one who I hope to have on here in the near future. But anyway, we looked at the merch stands, and I think Yngwie had 1 shirt, and I mean, it was something I couldn't wear everywhere, you know. And I kind of decided I didn't really want that, but I always want to support a band when I go see them. And then we noticed another merch table, and we just assumed it was for the opening band. So anyway, we go down, get our seats in the front row. The opening band comes out, and the second song, I leaned over to my buddy and I said, "Hey, they've got CDs and stuff on their merch table." I said, "When they're done, I'm going to go out to the merch table." So they completely won me over. They finished their set. We go straight out to the merch table. So it's a band called Chase the Comet, and they had 2 CDs available. This one is called Illumination, but it's spelled out funny. Okay. And then they had another CD called Russian Rule, and the gal who sings lead, she actually runs the merch table too, so she was kind enough to sign both of these CDs for me. And I had a $50 bill with me, and of course these were $15 a piece, which I was glad to pay, and I was, I think, the second person in line, so she didn't have any change yet to give me 20 back for buying the CDs. So she also had a book which chronicled her story from coming here from Russia to play music for $20. And I said, "I'll take the book too." She was kind enough to sign the book for me. And I have listened to the crap out of these CDs, and also I've got a Spotify playlist dedicated to them. So yeah, always, if you can, check out the local bands. Or even opening bands, because they weren't necessarily local to Tulsa, but, you know, just, yeah, anything that you're not familiar with, give it a try. So that was Chase the Comet opening for Yngwie, and of course Yngwie was Yngwie, played great, threw picks out everywhere. I managed to catch 2 of them. I've got a video up on YouTube where he kicked a whole lot of ass, and so that was a great show. Now, on to another. This would fall under a local band category. It's not local to me, but it's a friend of mine up on the East Coast that plays in a local band in New Jersey called Reality Suite. So I have been friends with this fella for several years now. We're both pretty well entrenched in collecting Kiss vinyl, and along the way we friended each other up, and we had made some deals here and there. Well, I had noticed that he was in a band and checked his band out and followed him on Spotify, YouTube, and all the things. And some point last year I got to looking through my CD collection, and I was like, well, hell, I thought I had all these Reality Suite CDs. I thought I bought them. Well, I didn't. So I got on the website and I remedied that. I bought what they had. And when I got the package in the mail, good Lord, I can't remember what all I actually bought and what he just sent me. So I'm just gonna wing it here. So I received so their first album, which is called Skin. They fully signed the CD for me, and they came wrapped in these nice little resealable sleeves for CDs. So yeah, there's Skin, fully signed by the whole band. And then they did a second album called Awaken, again fully signed. And then there's a CD single called Closure, fully signed. And then they did a CD called Live at the Starland Ballroom, which has some little extra stuff with it. Again, it's signed. It's got well, it looks like what us record collectors would call an Obi, but it's actually a wristband to get into the show. And then along with it, there's a VIP pass, a unused ticket to the show, and a guitar pick. So like I said, I can't remember what I actually bought and what they actually sent me, but they went above and beyond for me, so deserves a shout out. And I'm sorry if I'm quiet, but my throat is just sore as can be from coughing over the last week. So along with that package, there was also a vinyl copy of Awaken sent to me. Now I'm kinda certain that I didn't pay for the record, but I could be wrong. But it's on white colored vinyl, and I definitely would recommend folks out there checking these two bands out, Chase the Comet and Reality Suite. They're both on streaming platforms you know, half hour down the road from me. Well, more than half hour, but, you know, within an hour down the road from me. I go see them play all the time. They've got a release coming up here next weekend. So, yeah, I'll feature them when I can. Hopefully get one of them on for that and maybe another reason. And, yeah, so any kind of takeaway from that would be check out the bands that you don't know along with the bands that you do know, because it might be some of the greatest music you haven't heard yet. So with that, I'm going to quit talking. Whatever the hell it is that's kept me down for the last week, because yeah, I'm not used to having my ass kicked like that. So anyway, uh, thanks for watching, and yeah, sorry about the brain fog, and I'll get a proper episode going at some point. So yay, I'll see you when I see you.